gonna play a new game called Forgotten City. I didn't even realize this came out a couple of years ago. I thought it was a well old game. I got it for well cheap, so I thought I'd give this a go tonight. Thank you for the likes, guy. Hope you're all good. Just give me 1 second, just double check everything. Right. That's all good. Okay, I'm gonna let you know there is a spoiler on this. Just a bit of a heads up, so spoiler alert. I'm not sure where in the game there's a spoiler alert. It says here, beyond the white hallway. So yeah, just to let you know. Message from the developer. Oh, I didn't get to read that. I'm not sure if my alerts are working tonight either.
Hey, you're alive. When I dragged you out of the river, I thought you were never gonna wake up. I checked your pockets for ID, a phone, maybe. I hope you don't mind. But all I found was some loose change. So, wanna tell me who you are?
That's not use our name, innit?
Well, it's nice to meet you. And I'm sorry to pry, but any idea why you were floating down the river? What's the last thing you remember?
No fucking idea, mate. Oh, I was searching for ancient ruins. Oh, okay, so depending on what I choose is what.
It does look like you took a pretty hard blow to the head.
Down.
You're just lucky you've been given a second chance.
That way they,
Which
like,
is why I feel terrible for what I'm about to say, but I have a favor to ask.
Oh yeah?
There are some ruins just behind you. Roman, I think. I need you to go in there and see if you can find a guy named Al for me. He went in there a few hours ago, and he hasn't come out. I've been freaking out, wondering if he's trapped or injured or worse. I would have gone in after him, but he made me promise to stay here, no matter what. There's no way I'm leaving without him, so I'm just kind of stuck here, waiting. What I mean is, I was hoping you wouldn't mind going in there to find him. If you can do that, I can get both of you back to civilization in my boat. Please? Oh, of course. Sorry, I don't mean to be pushy. I just... What do you want to know?
Well, your name for a start. Why the fuck isn't it like... What's your story?
There's not much to tell. Feels like I've spent my whole life in a dead-end job with an endless commute. Know what I mean? I'd rather not say if it's all the same to you. All right, fine. Sorry if I sounded cagey, it's just that I don't always get the best reactions when I introduce myself. My name's Karen. Yeah, something like that. But right now, I have bigger problems, like finding Al. He's the guy who washed up on the riverbank not long before you did. I thought maybe you two knew each other. I guess not. But maybe the two of you can piece together what you're doing here. In any case, you'll like him, I'm sure. Once you find him, that is. You really don't remember? We're in Italy. This river is the Tiber.
It's a river Tiber.
Not much, really. But imagine what you might find in there. Priceless ancient artifacts. Al... What am I, an idiot? You could hike a long, long way in any direction and never find another soul. Trust me. Great. So you're ready to go look for Al?
I suppose so. Right.
Thank you. The entrance is just past those columns behind you. Please, hurry.
Okay.
Oh,
right. I'm going to try
and
playing this on
he
keyboard
left
and
this
mouse
here.
as well, so I don't know
But
how
I
this
think
is
you'll
going to
need
go,
it
but
more
we'll
than
try.
I.
If not, I'll switch to controller. Oh, sweet. Give me a flashlight. Thanks. Whoa, a bit laggy. Okay. Okay, that can run. Oh, sweet. Okay, roll of the mouse. Sorry, I was trying to get my flashlight out. It wouldn't work. Oh, that tree made me jump. I caught it out of the corner of my eye then. A backpack full of worn hiking clothes and anti-food packet is nothing valuable here, but it seems strange that Owl left it behind.
If you're reading this, it means I've discovered the entrance to an ancient Roman city hidden deep underground. Its existence.
What?
Existence is long forgotten, all knowledge of it lost, except in the Latin inscription here. It reads, "You who wish to enter the city, step forth and be judged. The virtuous shall be rewarded with eternal life in paradise. The wicked shall find themselves showered in gold, but in vain, for this shall be their final resting place." Could an underground city have remained a secret for all this time? Could people have survived down there, against the odds? It seems there's only one way to find out. If I'm not back in an hour, I'm somewhere on the other side. Consider this an invitation, or a warning. Al Worth.
What the fuck? Nah, this is creepy. All these statues are now staring at me. feel like I don't want to be on that bridge. Dodgy running looks. Can't go that way.
To whoever reads this, I'm sorry you had to find me like this. And worse. She'll suffer the same fate I did. I've spent a lifetime in this place, going around and around in circles, searching for a way out. The inscription was right. There is no way back. And here there are only two options. Death, and that godforsaken doorway into the past. I made the mistake of stepping through it. I wanted to set things right. And I tried. I really tried. Whatever I did, it took me right back to the beginning. Don't make the same mistake. Better to end it all now, and find out what awaits you beyond that portal.
Right, let's do it. Let's go step through it. Oh, it's bright.
Salve, friend. I'm Galerius. Mind telling me who you are and what you were doing in the Shrine of Proserpina?
Oh, I don't know what to say.
Yeah, you know, agricultural goddess of springtime? You're not from around here, are you? Oh, I see what you did there. Changing the subject like that. Nice try. But I'll ask again. Who are you? And what were you doing in the shrine? No idea what you're talking about. Oh, wait. Are you a bit, you know, not right in the head? That's all right, friend.
Maybe.
Everyone's welcome here. We sort of lose track of the date down here, but it feels like the beginning of spring to me, so I'd say early March?
Yeah.
It's 817 AUC. Sorry, you look confused. 817 years since the founding of Rome. Which part of the Empire are you from, exactly? Hey, not so loud. Saying that name could land you in trouble here. If you haven't heard, his cultists burned down half of Rome last year. Horrible business. I heard Nero executed some of them, but a lot of people are still angry with them. Even down here. So, if you're one of them, keep it to yourself. But listen, most folks seem a bit confused when they get here, but you seem very lost, and in more ways than one. So, let me make this nice and simple for you. Live by our law here, and we'll all get along just fine.
Okay, sounds good.
Not laws, law. There's just one, the golden rule, and the punishment for breaking it's, well, it's kind of horrific. But our magistrate insists we take all newcomers to see him, so I guess I'll let him fill you in. So then, you coming? Follow me. When I first arrived, I couldn't believe there were people living down here. But, as you can see, we've got a nice little community now. Only 23 of us at the moment, if you count the 3 who are missing. No idea how, since nobody knows a way out. But it's just big and dark enough to get lost in, if you're not careful.
Aren't you going to introduce me to your pretty new friend, Galerius?
Keep it in your loincloth, Aurelia. I'm taking her to see the magistrate.
That pompous old bore won't be magistrate for much longer. Anyone who helps vote him out today drinks at my bar for free tonight.
Politics. I'd stay clear of it and her if I were you. She's... it's not my place to say. Down on your right is our farm, where I grow all the food you'll ever want. As long as all you want is leek, cabbage, and wheat. Huh. That one usually gets a chuckle.
The bloodless shadows wander without flesh or bone.
Don't mind Livia. She means well. She's just been in a bad place since... Well, you know, I don't know what happened to her. Up here on your right is the chasm. If you've got a weapon, it belongs way down at the bottom. Up on your left is the forum, where you can visit the market or get yourself patched up in Lucretia's clinic in the Shrine of Apollo. Most of us have almost nothing, just what we had on us when we arrived, and what we've been able to make and scrounge up since. And this central plateau is where the magistrate and the other patricians live, so don't expect a warm welcome.
Galerius, you're meant to be working the farm, not trudging dirt into the villas.
Take it easy, Horatius. I was just taking our new friend here to see the magistrate.
Well, he's asked me to escort the newcomer personally. The farm. Go. Now.
You'd better go with him. But just remember, they're not like you and me. Don't let them use you.
What was that? What did you just say?
I said it'll take some getting used to.
Yeah, I'm watching you, farm boy. Greetings, citizen. My name's Horatius. Magistrate Sentius asked me to escort you to him personally. Follow me, please. Follow me. The only thing you really need to understand right now is the Golden Rule. Let me see if I can explain it this way. When I was serving in the Legion, if there was a mutiny brewing in one cohort, the legate in charge wouldn't waste time finding the bad apples among hundreds. They just divided us into groups of 10, made us draw straws, and whoever drew the short straw had to be executed by the other 9. Didn't matter whether he'd done anything wrong. One of us in 10 would die for the crimes of the collective. We call it decimation. If that seems like rough justice to you, you're in for a rude shock. Because the Golden Rule is exactly 10 times worse. The magistrate can explain the rest. Who's up these stairs?
We're finally alone. I assume you already know who I am. May I know your name? A curious name to match a curious accent. But I digress. Now, you're probably wondering why I summoned you, and I'll get to that. But first, take a look at this wondrous place, would you? A secret city built deep in the mountains, many hundreds of years ago. Indeed. More importantly, consider the miraculous community we've built here over the last 7 months. 22 complete strangers brought together by the fates, living and working together in our own little paradise. And in all that time, not a single sin has been committed. No fights, no theft, nothing. Have you ever witnessed something so extraordinary as a city without sin? Nor could I until I came here. But the reason for this miracle is as simple as it is terrifying. If even one person commits a sin here, every last one of us will die. You see, the builders of this place, whoever they were, left inscriptions warning, "The many shall suffer for the sins of the one." From what we can gather, breaking the law here will anger the gods and provoke a terrible punishment, like the curses of Medusa and Midas combined, turning us all to gold. We've come to call it
Okay, so we've got to try and
the
behave
Golden
ourselves then.
Rule. It's extraordinary that we've survived as long as we have, and each day I grow more and more afraid that our time in the sun is almost up. And now it seems that day is finally here. All that matters is that somebody in this city is about to break the Golden Rule. Why else would Proserpina send you now? Unless you and I can stop them, our doom is assured. I know that's a lot to take in, and you look like you have questions.
Yeah,
Please,
I've got some questions.
ask away.
Fuck hell. Alright, what
An
counts?
intelligent question. There was a good deal of debate about that in our first weeks here. Does it refer to crimes, or to some other ill-defined wrong? Of course, everyone agrees on the basics. No theft, no assault, and certainly no murder. But beyond that, it was more difficult to reach a consensus. What about lying, insulting someone, blasphemy, trespass, trying to escape, bribery, infidelity, suicide? As magistrate, I had to exercise leadership, and so I made a decision. We must uphold the laws of the Empire to a standard never before seen. And we must honor the peace of the gods, the sacred accord between the gods and the people of Rome.
Very good thing I didn't like
It
me
is
at the
only
beginning,
by
wasn't it?
offering the gods the proper respect that we may prosper, as Rome has for centuries.
Okay,
I'm glad you agree.
we're just going to agree with
The
them
key
on that
things
one.
to remember are that we have laws forbidding treason and blasphemy, murder, assault, and rape, as well as theft and arson and so on. I have made my pronouncement on the subject. Unfortunately, there are still those here who resist, whispering blasphemous and treasonous lies in the shadows. I would be keeping a close eye on them if I were you. You see, in my search for a way to save my people, I learned of an ancient ritual to Proserpina, the goddess of the cycle of life and renewal. It's said to open a doorway in time, so that if the unthinkable happens, one person can pass through it and travel back to the past. And when I saw you arrive in a flash of light from the goddess's shrine, I knew that person was you. You don't belong in our time, do you? 2,000 years? That is unfathomable. Please, tell me, in your time, what did you see? What had become of us, of this city? I have imagined it, our downfall, 1,000 times. But it still breaks my heart to hear the truth of it.
Pop them booty, bitch.
Thank you for the line.
All I can tell you is that it's a ritual sacrifice to Proserpina. I stumbled across instructions. I have to recite a prayer, and of course, as with all rituals, some sacrifice is involved. Usually that means wine or food, or in some cases a live animal. In this case, the sacrifice is rather more costly. The life of the person performing the ritual. I don't suppose you saw any sign of me in the future? I assume that was me. If I'm forced to perform the ritual, it's going to cost me everything. You'll try to make sure I don't need to use it, won't you? Well, I suppose that's all I can ask for.
I'll try, but...
Well, I believe you're in the best position to go around asking people questions. You're new here, and it'll seem perfectly normal.
Okay.
As for me, well, it pains me to say my attempts to impose order have not earned me many friends. I fear I may not even remain magistrate after today's election. The people here would only treat my curiosity with suspicion. You shouldn't have that problem, though, unless, of course, you get off on the wrong foot. Do you ever stare at a problem for so long that you can't see it for what it is?
Yeah, all the time.
What's needed here is a fresh pair of eyes. The less I prejudice the independence of your investigation, the better.
Fair enough. I can't be asked for that. Why can't we understand you?
You mean you couldn't speak Latin before you arrived here? How strange. But the gods are active here, and their temples and shrines hum with power like nowhere else in the Empire. Perhaps when Proserpina brought you here, she planted the seed of Latin in your mind so that you could better serve her.
Yeah, sounds...
An unbeliever, then? If you come up with a better explanation, I'll be interested to hear it.
Okay, if I do this, we help me get back to it. Hi.
If I understand Proserpina's ritual correctly, that problem should take care of itself. Let me see if I can explain. If you manage to prevent the sin that breaks the Golden Rule, I won't need to bring you here. I won't create the portal, and you will never have been able to come here. Thus, you'll have created a paradox.
Okay.
If this occurs, you should be flung back to your own time, having changed the past for all of us.
Yep.
Make sense?
Everything that happens in the past changes the future, so we got to,
Ah, good.
be
So,
careful what we do.
are you with me? Can I count on you to figure out who's about to break the Golden Rule?
It's probably me.
Wonderful. Now, I need you to investigate the city, talk to everyone, help them if it'll win their trust. I authorize you to enter private homes and inspect possessions and documents, unless, of course, you're asked to leave. Figure out who the culprit is, and as soon as you have a name, come back and tell me immediately.
Oh, okay, let's go.
Oh, and one last thing. If I were you, I'd start my investigation by visiting Lucretia at the Shrine of Apollo in the Forum. I heard wailing from there not long ago. Seems like something's not right.
Okie dokie, let's go.
Keep an eye out for Scintilla, would you?
Hey, Horatius. How's it feel knowing your man's doomed to lose the election today?
If you're trying to goad me into an argument, it won't work. I'm a stoic, remember?
If the old man couldn't even keep his own daughter safe, how can anyone trust him to keep us safe, eh?
Why do I get the feeling you lot had something to do with Scintilla's disappearance?
That's it. Blame everyone but yourself.
If I find out you did something to that poor sweet
Yeah, a
girl,
little disagreement.
not
over
even
here.
the Golden Rule is gonna protect you. Got it?
Huh. As if I'll be afraid of you, little man. What were you two talking about? Don't play dumb. I saw you. Having a shady little chat with old man Sentius up on his balcony. If he's making a last-ditch effort to pick up votes by talking to a woman, he's even more senile than I thought. Everyone knows women can't vote.
What a prick.
Arve. A new face. Arve, and may Vesta watch over you. I'm Equitia. To what do I owe the pleasure of this visit? Oh my. I take it people are quite direct where you're from. I suppose it's quite charming in its own way. Usually, however, you wouldn't simply march up to a Vestal priestess and without due formality or courtesy ask, "What is your story?" The proper approach would be to arrange an introduction through a mutual acquaintance in high office, by which time you would already know how to address me. And then you would find a way to satisfy your curiosity rather more indirectly. But to be honest, I've often thought what an unnecessarily formal way to communicate that is. So, let's do it your way. You just keep being yourself and ask whatever you like. It'll be a refreshing change.
Okay, I was going to ask you anyway, but...
You know, I'm not entirely sure. But what about you? How did you end up here? Karen, you say? And nothing about that name seemed odd to you. Older. I see. I wonder if... No. I apologize. I don't mean to be cryptic. It's just that you've got me thinking. Have you spoken with any of the others about how they arrived here too? I really think you should. Go around and ask them what they remember and see if you notice any patterns. Good. Thank you. But please be careful. I just don't want to see what happened to Livia happen to you too. Up until a few weeks ago, she was a perfectly productive member of our little community, darning clothes and cutting hair. She was always so chatty, always seeking out newcomers and asking them where they were from and how they wound up here. And then, about a month ago, she suddenly changed. She withdrew, stopped working and became despondent, started muttering to herself. Galerius and I visited her to see how we could help, but she just looked at us with this haunted stare, called us bloodless shadows, and told us we were ignorant of some pattern. Look, it could be unrelated. Perhaps she simply fell ill. Or, as Galerius suggested, the weight of the Golden Rule was too much for her. But there is a small chance that she learned something, saw a pattern nobody else saw, and that it broke her. I just don't want to see that happen to you.
Be careful.
Thank you. Now, go and follow the thread of... I'm quite sure it's the work of the gods, which is strange because they've never been particularly concerned with our misdeeds, as long as we've kept the peace of the gods. We asked for blessings, for good health, bountiful harvest, military victory, and in return, we offer praise, wine, incense, or animals. But here, it seems they require much more of us. I find myself reminded of an especially pertinent tale from our great poet Ovid in his epic Metamorphoses. Would you like to hear it? It is rather long. I suppose so. Jupiter and Mercury put a town to the test by disguising themselves as vagrants and asking for shelter there. Everyone turned them away and failed that test, except for an old couple named Baucis and Philemon, and so the gods gave them time to escape and granted them a wish, and then wiped that town off the map. Some say the moral of that story is that we must all honor the sacred rituals of guest friendship, the reciprocal obligations owed between hosts and guests. But I like to think it's that we should always show compassion for those less fortunate than ourselves. I'm pleased to hear it. It must be completed by dusk, just the same as any other official business. It'll be between Sentius, the incumbent, and Malleolus, the challenger. Why do you ask? All of the male citizens who are willing and able to attend, unless they're running, of course. That's just the way it's always been, I'm afraid. It never sat right with me, either. There are some women who can vote, Vestal priestesses like myself, but in this case, given my role overseeing the election, I've decided to abstain. I can't allow the perception that I'm being anything but fair and independent, but if it's any consolation, there are other ways to influence the outcome of an election. I'm responsible for announcing it and making sure the procedures are followed. You can, assuming they're eligible and willing to accept the nomination. As I said, I'm planning to hold it before dusk, but I suppose I could hold it sooner, if there's a good reason. As you wish. Certainly. And did you notice anything? A pattern? Oh, well then. Keep asking people how they wound up here. I don't want us to rush to any conclusions yet. Livia's fate weighs heavily on my mind, and dictates we should be sure. Yes, you should ask the others first. Come back to me once you've acquainted yourself with the rest of our neighbors.
What now? I'm a legionary of the 1st Italica, but there's not a lot of fighting down here. So the magistrate has assigned me other duties. I act as the magistrate's right-hand man, keeping an eye on his daughter, I should say, and the others, and making sure they're all behaving. I also keep a register of new arrivals. I'm from Liguria, up north originally. I was doing alright for myself, 12 years into my service. Had a nice girl lined up for when it was all over. Not anymore. She's probably figured I'm long gone and moved on by now. I try not to think about it. My commander sent me to deliver a message to Rome. While I was there, I thought I'd do something nice for my girl, and pick up a little pendant from a silversmith. That's when the crowd started flooding through the streets, shouting fire. People were screaming, trampling each other. Then some Genetricum fugitor tried to take advantage of the chaos and pinch my pendant. I remember chasing him through the crowds, down towards the river, and then nothing. Blacked out and woke up near here. No idea how I ended up floating so far downriver. But I'm fortunate to be alive, I suppose. Ah, don't be. As Seneca the Younger said, difficulty strengthens the mind, as labour does the body. That said, Centilla's disappeared.
Okay.
He's one of the better commanders I've ever had, that's for sure. Good stoic. Lives by Seneca's words. Treat your inferior. Can't ask for much more than that. I went around asking the same questions when I first arrived. To bear trials with a calm mind. I don't see why not.
Oh, okay. Aurelia, class, commoner.
Of course. Well, as I always say, it's by threatening to execute what... If you knew Because your only chap... It's brutal. A war crime. Isn't that a contradiction in terms? Seems that way. War crimes. Ridiculous. What's done is done. As with the Golden Road, as Seneca the Younger wrote. But to... if you like. Not that it's any of your business. Unfortunate. See, Domitius has been going around town, shoring up votes for Malleolus with lard. The man's a savage. But he's a gladiator, so people fear and respect him more than they should. Sentius knows about it, of course, but he doesn't have the same rat cunning as Malleolus. This place will be different with that sleaze at the helm. But I try not to worry about things I can't change. I appreciate the thought, but you're new here, and I just can't see how you... In any case, if you're interested in the election, go and have a chat with Equitia, the Vestal Priestess. She'll be overseeing proceedings. All right?
Ave again. I don't, I'm afraid. Come back to...
Hey, Dad.
Keeping an eye on things, Horatius?
As always, Priestess.
Any news about Centilla, Navia,
What's this one
or
follow me
Kabash?
as well?
No sign of
Look,
it.
it's fucking... He follows me.
But we do have a newcomer.
Look away.
Strangely dressed woman.
Look away again. He's looking at me. I don't like it.
A traveller from a faraway
I hope you're all
land.
good.
Seems that way.
Then let's make sure she...
Give me a moment. Sorry I'm such a mess. I just lost a patient and a dear friend. Julia. She was a good woman. She was poisoned. She came in here frothing at the mouth. Normally I'd treat her with resin of silphium, a rare plant which is perfect for this sort of thing. And I knew Decius had some at his market stall, right around the corner. So I ran over there, but he just looks
funny.
at me with this evil smile and says, "That'll be 1,000 denarii." There was no way I
What
could
about
afford
movie, to be
that.
fair? A
And
bit
he knew
crude in
it.
places, but
Then
yeah,
that
it's
toad
alright.
shrugs and says, "Supply and demand. I guess you don't value your friend's life that highly." Anywhere else, I'd just pay a thug to steal it from his stall. But there's no way I can do that down here with the golden rule. So all I could do is come back here and just watch her die. I kept on apologizing. And now I'll never know who poisoned her, or how they managed to do it without breaking the golden rule, or why she cursed that snake's cruel black eyes with her dying breath. Well, unless you have the power to bring someone back from the dead, there's really just one thing you can do. Get me that silphium resin. I'm going to have another patient in here soon. Could be in the next day, or in the next hour. And I will not allow this to happen again.
Okay, so we need to
I
go
don't
get the
care how you
selfie.
get it, but you have to make it happen. Because if I lose another patient this way, I swear to the gods below, not even the golden rule will stop me from marching up to that genetricum fututo and scratching his eyes out. I'm Lucretia, and I'm going to be straight with you.
Okay, we
I'm
gotta
not
figure
a
out
physician.
who it is.
This is Navia's clinic. I've just been filling in ever since she disappeared. I'm tired and out of my depth and miserable all the time. But I'd rather take this on myself than let one of you lot mess it up. My husband and I moved to Rome from Caesarea. He embraced the Roman way more than I would have liked, and turned into an awful philanderer. I would have divorced him and demanded the return of my dowry, but I knew he would sooner have me killed than give me my right. So I waited for the right time to take what was mine and disappear. And then the fires came. As he prepared to evacuate our villa, I could barely see. The next thing I remember, I was waking up on a riverbank,
not far from here.
Okay, so
It's all right.
two of them
Say
that
what
had
you
the
will
same
about this
situation.
place. At least my fornicating husband will never find me. And while there's no shortage of snakes here, at least with the golden rule, they have to try to be discreet about it. Oh, this shrine was in use as a clinic long before any of us arrived here. Kind of strange to set up a clinic in the temple of the god of disease. But the god who inflicts a curse is also the only god who can undo it. So I suppose praying to Apollo for healing kind of makes sense. Well, she used to run the clinic. She was a midwife, not a physician, but she was the closest thing we had down here. And she was good too, until she suddenly lost all interest in us. One day she told me she'd made some profound discovery about the golden statues. This changes everything, she kept saying, but I had no idea what she was talking about. The last
Golden
time I
statues
saw
are
her,
fucking
the last time any of us saw her, she was muttering to the statues, like she could talk to them. And then she shut herself in the palace, barred the door from the inside, and nobody's seen her since. She's been gone so long now, we figure she's either dead or up to something so strange that she doesn't want anyone else to know about it. But I really wish I could reach her, because that's the only hope I have of solving a troubling problem, a real thorn in the paw situation. One of my patients is suffering from terrible rheumatism. His joints are inflamed and he's in constant pain. I really shouldn't say. He wouldn't like it. And he's a little bit scary. He's become so irritable that the smallest things set him off. And I worry he'll end up losing his temper and lashing out. And you know what that means. I just know Nevia would know how to treat him, assuming she's still alive. But nobody seems to know how to get into the palace. Thanks, I suppose. I wish. Some people here need proper medical care, not the half-baked hang. Just don't get sick or injured here. I'll do my best to treat you, but I'm out of my depth and dangerously short on everything you can imagine. A city without sin might sound good on paper, but whoever dreamt it up didn't think it through. Maybe it was an attempt to create some kind of utopia. But snakes like Decius will always find loopholes to exploit. And what can we do about it?
Thank you for the like,
Absolutely
Matthew. Hope
nothing.
you're all good.
In some ways, we are worse off because we can't take the law into our own hands. Sure. What do you want to know? Do you really want to know? I mean, if somebody poisoned her, then surely they would have broken the golden rule, and so maybe it's best we don't discuss it. Hemlock, I believe. I haven't seen her in months.
Yeah, not too
She's
bad.
not allowed to
I'm
leave
at home today.
Malleolas's villa,
Hope you've had a good
and
week
they
so
are
far.
quite secretive. Gladly. Well, come back if you get sick or injured. Day or night, I'll do what I can. May Apollo keep you safe.
Salve, stranger. and welcome to our idyllic little slice of the Empire. I'm Dacius.
Dacius. Love it.
Terrible shame what happened to Yulia. But we just have to carry on, don't we? You mean, how did I end up here? That is a lengthy tale. Alright. Mostly had myself and... See, about 7 months ago, So I gathered my coins and some priceless vases into a cart and had my most loyal slave girl all the way down to the river. I'm elbowing through a stampede of people But, to my surprise, we make it. And I see this barge loading up, but the captain's happy to take my coin. No, too heavy. Of course I chose the cart. I mean, I can always buy a new slave girl if I still have my money. So I put my hand on the cart, and I guess she realised what was happening because those pretty black eyes of hers go all wide. And in one swift motion, she topples a hole. No, I dived in after it, of course. Aren't you paying attention? That was Only, I guess I must have hit my head or something, because when I came to, I'd washed up on the riverbank, not far from here, with nothing in the world but a single silver coin.
Ooh, I had a single silver coin when I woke up.
Thank you, friend. But it turns out it might have been a stroke of good fortune, because this place is a veritable treasure trove. Look around you. There must be more gold in here than in the treasury of Rome. If I can just figure out how to get it out of here. I'm afraid not. If you're desperate, I did hear that Aurelia down at the tavern claims to know of a way out, but I'm not sure I trust her. Some people here are a little shady for my liking. It's terrible for inflation is what it is. There's so much gold just lying around, it's practically worthless. At least down here. Of course, I have an idea for generating real wealth. I've scoured this city from top to bottom with no luck. Oh, well, technically yes, but that just means you'll need to be a little discreet. Thank you, friend. Malleolus. I mean, Sentius couldn't even keep his daughter safe. What hope does he have of protecting us? Not gonna happen. Certainly. All I ask is a reasonable... Oh, it's perfectly legal. Simply a question of supply and demand, I'm afraid. Take it or leave it. Hear what? You sure you're feeling all right? She claimed the statues were whispering to her. Nobody else could hear it. Then she shut herself in the palace and we never heard from her again. But I digress. Do you want this silver? That's hardly my concern. But if you get a job, work hard and save your coins, you should be able to afford it. Very well. Perhaps I can interest you in something within your budget? Certainly. All I ask is a reasonable price of 1,000 denarii. Well, if you did that, you'd break the golden rule, and we'd share the same fate as the last lot who lived here. Is that what you want? Do you think I don't know a bluff when I see one? Nice try.
Right.
Well, if you did that, don't you dare.
The many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
take it, run, so I did.
Salve, friend. Oh, and since you seem to be in a hurry, you should try out this device I made. Worked real hard on it. Just attach the pulley to the rope over the lake and hang on to the handles. If it works, but don't worry, it's complete. All right.
What are you doing in here? Can't you see this woman is dying? She's been poisoned. She needs the resin of a plant called Sylphium. What? Quick, give it here. Yulia, you need to swallow this. Here, let me help you. Hopefully, in a moment, she should be able to breathe normally. That was extraordinary. How did you know she needed this exact thing? And at this exact moment? Are you some kind of oracle?
Oh, maybe I am.
Look. If you don't want to tell me, I won't look a gift horse in the mouth. But that was like the gods. You just saved a person's life, and you should be proud of it. And maybe she can tell us who. In the meantime, I'm happy to help you. Oh no. Sorry, I don't mean to worry you. There was one other person, but that was Nevia, and... Well, she... Until this... But one... He's become... I just know... Really? That... May Apollo keep you safe.
A fellow traveler, greetings. I'm Georgius. It gladdens, and I must say, my leather boots in place of sandals. I have traveled deep, and never have I seen. And now you have me more intrigued than before. But since we will have much time here to get to know one another. My story? You mean to say, with all the turmoil and terror of the Golden Rule, and so few... I'll tell you, it is precisely because of the... I say, the more of a... Oh, and there is... If we all end up as golden statues for future generations to marvel at. I don't know about you, but I would like to look my best. A good question. A very good question indeed. I remember I had just been to Rome to sell it. I rented a prestigious villa and we began making our way through some of the... Now, I have had visions and this time, I remember when I regained my faculties, I was lying naked by the banks of the Tiber. Indeed. I'm lucky I was carrying... In any case, it seems I'd been... I went to find
so
firewood
they
for
all
his
came
campfire.
down the river.
Anything you... Shh! Not so loud! Have you not been to... Oh, then I suppose this duty falls to me. Aha! You are witty. I like that. Of course, the first question any of us asks when we first arrive is, how do I escape? It is only natural after all. And scaling the chasm wall is out of the question, for it is simply too steep and too far. But as they say, if the wind fails, use the oar. See, this happens for a time. But if one gathered up enough men, one... They failed. Getting to that. There was an attempt made by resourceful. They even decided to keep records of their escape attempt for posterity. Unfortunately, as soon as they began to carry the first ladder down the hallway, they heard a godlike voice saying then. So it seems that to merely... Ah, yes. The many shall suffer for the sins... Ah, have you not heard the tale of the god Hades? When Demeter, the mother of Persephone, learned of this, she did not punish Hades, the guilty one. Instead, she changed the climate of Earth, so that it became hot and dry, innocent people. So yes, that, my friend, is quite the dilemma. But after some reflection, I do not enjoy the thought of... Nothing comes to my... I hope that our paths cross...
Ah, a new face. Salve, and welcome to a little community. My name's impossible to pronounce for most people, so you can just call me Virgil. Well, I'm an architect. Or help out with repairs and... But you probably don't want to hear... Oh, I'm glad you asked. But there's one thing that puzzles me. The old... I'm not sure. It could mean that the Romans who... Or it could mean who really built if only there was a... Gladly. They're an ingenious feat of Roman engineering. With a... It's funneled below the palace, and the rest is funneled to the shrine of Proserpine. Hey, not so loud. Just talking about that could anger the gods for all we know. I'm not saying it's impossible. But you'd have to find a way inside somehow. Just, please, try to...
Hey.
You mean the Great Temple? Given the way it's put, unfortunately, someone else went, you see. Usually there's an obelisk up and of course, so we're... Of course. Oh, it means someone thinks I'm a sinner. And that I'm going to break... Look, I haven't done anything wrong, if that's what... Hey, nothing gets by you. Sorry, that was mean. Yes, I like men. And when you grow up in the north, as I did, in the city of Noviomagos, you expect a bit of hostility. The Batavi are not known for their tolerance. I saw enough friends killed or driven away to know the cost of not keeping your personal affairs to yourself. So I hid who I was for, what was it, nearly 10 years? Watching what I said and where I looked. But that kind of fear eats away at you slowly, until living isn't any better than the thing you were afraid of. Needless to say, since I'm now living underground, halfway across the known world, with an assumed name, my openness didn't go down well among the enlightened folk of the Batavi. Nice of you to say, but not necessary. In any case, the Romans are far more accepting, and among them, I get to be who I am. Or at least, I thought that was the case. It seems I was wrong. It's not just graffiti. I have quite a collection of handwritten notes too. The strange thing is, I keep my personal affairs to myself. I've never really been interested in any of the men here. Not my type. So I'm not sure what I could have done to... I'd say it's probably one of those cultists. Strange bunch. They insist there's only one god, and that he considers my nature a sin. Can you believe that? If there are any of them here, they won't admit it. Not since they supposedly burnt down half of Rome last year and went into hiding. All I know is, if these threats keep escalating, eventually... What? Really? I'm glad you arrived. Someone who lives or works in the forum must have seen something. But if you find them, please don't hurt or humiliate them.
Okay.
Well, Malleolus is talking about loosening some of the restrictions in this place. And while it's all a bit vague, my vote isn't for sale. Nice
Oh,
to
it
talk
will
to
be
you.
when I've helped you, mate. Right. Don't ask him, shall we?
Hello again. This is troubling, is it not? But my young friend Fabia confided in me that she saw someone leaving graffiti on his shop front last night. Perhaps you should ask her about it.
Who? Fabia?
I hope that our paths cross again soon, my friend.
Help! You have to do something! A man arrived in the baths. Real nasty sort, with his face all covered up. And he's got a weapon. You have to do something, or he's gonna break the golden rule. Fabia, but now's not the time.
Okay.
Are you going to help or not? Thank you. He's still in there. I have to hop. What? We don't have time for this. I have to go. Ugh. The shrine is collapsing.
Fabia, no! Oh God, she's dead! Did anyone see that? The whole shrine just collapsed on her! Oh Fabia, why did you have to go in there? Poor sweet girl! I can't believe she is dead. Fabia, I mean. The gods are cruel and unjust.
Okay. Fuck. Can't do that then.
Stop right there. I'm looking for Tiberius Quinctius Crispus, otherwise known as Quinctius. Do you know where he is? I'm not sure I believe that, so allow me to explain something to you. I am here with orders from Emperor Nero himself to find and execute the so, if you tell me the truth, I will allow you to live. But if you... Is that understood? Thank you. Now tell me, who are you people, and what is this place? A small community. I was told Quinctius was a cultist, but I never thought he'd be foolish enough to lead me right to the heart of his mystery. Oh, don't play coy with me. I don't... Always sneaking off to you. The Emperor may have tolerated your activities up until now, but after... You say that, but if you're not a cult, then why go to such... So you admit you're not allowed to leave. Threatening me is not going to help you, but in any case, that sounds an awful lot like a cult to me. And I saw the inscription saying, "The many shall suffer for the sins of the one." I take it this is some kind of mantra you all believe? A distinction without a difference. You now tell me, where did you lot get enough gold? You lot are practicing human sacrifice too.
Me, I'm just digging myself deeper and deeper into a hole.
Of course you'd say that, but that's what your kind do, isn't it? Our god told us to do it. It's all clear to me now. What baffles me is how... However, you still have a chance to redeem your... Very well. Here's what I know. He's a 40 to 50-year-old man with distinctive eyes, one green and one blue. He's also known to have delusions of grandeur. The Emperor says he and his cult, your cult, are responsible for starting... All I know, all I care about, is that this is your last chance. Then you're of no use to me. Do you have any last words? And there's a simple explanation for that. I lied. But if you want to know the truth before you die, here it is. Once I'm done with you and Quinctius, I intend to kill every last one of you wretched degenerates. And I can think of nothing I'd enjoy more.
The many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
Shit, we need to get back. Run, bitch! Oh, that was close. That was a close one. I need to start saving it.
Oh, sound. Yulia? Oh no. All right, I can do that. I'll go, but...
Isn't the great temple majestic?
Yeah, it is beautiful. Wait, where the fuck am I going? I've gone the wrong way. I've got to remember how I've done things as well.
Isn't the great temple majestic?
Keep an eye out for Scintilla, would you?
We're finally alone. I assume you already...
Run, bitch! Run!
I must have... Is that about right? If so...
Oh, fucking hell. Wait, hold on.
Ah, I see. Look, it's unfortunate, but all that matters now, I assume... Ask then.
Okay. No,
Good.
not that one.
Of course. What is it? Why then did you... It looks like you'll have to continue your... Thank you.
Okay, right, so I thought I'd figure out who the fuck this is.
Whatever are you wearing? Oh, I wish Horatius would stop letting barbarians in here. What do you want? I'm Sentia, eldest daughter of the magistrate, but what are you doing in... Really? I'd never have Now, remind me, why... Oh, what is it with you people? Well, that's just a I don't know. Can you? Can you tell me how a person could have disappeared? It was 3 weeks ago. We ate our evening meal together, and I remember we went into our rooms. I think so, yes. But she was very careful about keeping his identity a secret, even from me. Because our father had plans to marry her off.
Okay.
That doesn't surprise me. He's upset, of course, but he says he's too busy with the election to help. I don't know, but it's been 3 weeks since she disappeared. All I know is...
He's got to still be in the...
You really aren't from here, are you? All Roman women are named after their fathers. His family name is Why? Because I'm on this couch and not... I hope you're not... If you must know, I'm here because my father has forbidden me from leaving the... I couldn't bear to lose you too, he says.
Okay.
So you'll have... Oh, thank you. Thanks. You know, some people say it's the creation of an all-seeing God who's watching everything we do. But what kind of an awful, incompetent God... Oh, I'd say it to their faces if they... Did you hear that? What do you have to say? No response. I'm telling you, this mysterious god of ours has to be either that, or, like people are saying... Of course. What have you just... Yes.
Okay. I found it.
Ugh, this place has become a... What have you discovered? What? Really? I swear, I searched her room top to bottom and never... But it's odd. It was only... You should go and speak with her. Find out if she knows anything. She lives in the villa next door.
The villa next door? What, all the way over there?
Keep an eye out for Scintilla, would you?
I'll try, Horatius.
Welcome.
Sorry, I'm still a bit out of it. Galerius just saved my life. Was there something you wanted? Lucretia says I'm supposed to rest. As much as I'm grateful that you tried to help me. The golden rule. That's the least of... Please, just leave. Persistent as Nemesis. Look, if you don't have time to listen... All right. So when my new friend Aurelia offered me a secret way out, she was supposed to be my friend, so she said... I'm not proud of it, but yes, I was surprised he agreed to it, to be honest. I was so happy to have the money. I had to sign an agreement. I paid Aurelia. And hemlock. It's a deadly poison. Drink this,
fucking hemlock.
she said.
I don't even know why.
And you'll be out of here in no time.
I knew what it was, but it's just fucking
Of course, I demanded my money back, but she refused. She pointed to a sign on her tavern saying, "Let the buyer beware." She immediately told Mali, in fact, that's what I said to the magistrate. I went to Sentius and begged for help, but he said the law was clear. I'd signed over my labor for 30 years and there was nothing. I thought about resisting too. But Malleolus said if I didn't submit, I'd break the golden rule. And I could. He locked me in his villa. Confiscated his wife, Claudia, was just as bad. I'd be on my hands and knees. Those two took my hemlock. I just wanted it to be over. I brought it on myself. When I've recovered, I expect their thug to... Only this time, I won't be able... Honestly, it would have been better if the poison had been allowed to... I doubt it. At least a lot. He's in exactly the same position as I am. He's probably already thrown himself from the bluff into Malia. If so, I'd never be able to live... I doubt you could make it up to the bluff. I don't know. All right. No. I did hear from Ulpius that she disappeared. But I'd been locked in Malleolus's villa for months before she went missing, so I can't help you, I'm afraid.
Okay.
You mean my life story? Our father found good hut. It was a good life. We must have had 100 workers passing buckets of water, chanting prayers to Vulcan, but they fell on deaf ears. The fire was relentless, and it claimed everything and everyone. Well, almost everyone. My employer told me to grab what value. I remember diving into the river, and then... the next thing... Thank you. If that's your idea of it...
I didn't mean to press that one. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to ask you for a way out.
I know what kind of person you are. Leave me alone.
I shouldn't have pressed it. Now I can't ask her any more questions. Fuck's sake. Right.
Isn't the great temple majestic?
How do I get up there?
Fresh meat, huh?
Thing. Might be able to get up here. Maybe, or am I back at the beginning? No, I'm not back at the beginning. See if we can go over from this way. Yeah, get up there.
Salve, friend. I'm Octavia. Welcome to life under the Golden Rule. It's a ghastly thing, is it not? How are you faring so far? Ah, another stoic, perhaps. We all need something to help us through times like these. We've all been where you are now.
I could do with talking to
I
him,
remember
but
when I first arrived. I used to lay awake at night contemplating the big questions. I still... Here, in this place, I used to live in a lovely villa on the banks of the Tiber, but long hours of menial labor for the... Oh, much the same way as many of the others. We were among the fortunate. A scuffle broke. I woke... Oh, that's all right. If you like. I'm afraid not. I don't... But if that doesn't work... I hope it works out. I'd like to think that on the other hand, and that's where I get stuck. If that's true, then sooner or later... Please keep that to yourself. I know there was a terrible fight. Oh, thank you. All right, well, it was lovely to meet.
I can't believe this is how it ends.
Oh no. No. Orpheus, what are you doing? Get back from there. If you lose your balance, you'll fall.
That's the idea.
What? Why? Why would you want that?
What?
I know things are... Please.
I'm sorry, but I just...
Please, I'll help him. If he goes through with it, it could be the end. Thank you.
Let me guess. You're going to lecture me on how I screwed up my life. That's what's wrong. I borrowed money, and when I couldn't pay it back, I wound up in debt bondage. I'll be stuck slaving away for that. I'm out. Wherever you are, Scintilla, my love. I'm sorry.
Ulpius, no! I can't believe he went through with it. Well, I suppose it means suicide isn't a sin under the Golden Rule. So I'll have to let everyone know what happened. And I guess Malleolus will have to clean up the mess in his villa. And I'd best pray for poor Ulpius.
Thank you. Thank you. I am delighted and deeply honored to have been elected your magistrate. Yes. Thank you. I'm delighted. Did you just leap into my villa from the balcony 100 feet above?
Oh, it's got one green eye,
That
one
was
blue.
either extremely reckless or impressively clever. Well, why have you risked life and limb to see me? I'm Malleolus, and if it wasn't for this interruption, I'd be practicing my victory speech for the election later today. I'm glad you asked. I'll finally restore freedom to this city, just as I've been promising. These good people have suffered long enough under Sentius's tyranny. By declaring there's no such thing as the Golden Rule, it's a children's fable exploited by Sentius to frighten us into submission. Wait, don't tell me you've fallen victim to that monstrous lie? The person making a claim bears the onus of proving that claim. Can you do that? Nonsense. What? Oh, I see what's happening here. Surely, you're not one of those people who... I disagree. I'll be guided by what is best for the city's people. True, but that is... I'm afraid not. We're stuck down here. You mean the... I trust you can see through the door this time? There's a key. Thank you. Thank you. I am delighted and deeply honored to be elected your magistrate. Yes, thank you. I'm delighted and deeply honored.
Are they?
gonna jump off again.
Thank you. Thank you. I am delighted and deeply honored to have been elected your magistrate.
Keep an eye out for
Keeping
Scintilla,
an
would
eye
you?
on things, Horatius.
As always.
Right, let's see if we can stop her going in.
You have to do something. A man arrived. You. None of us do. The magistrate made us throw them all into. You'll just have. Are you daft or? Ugh.
Don't come in there, Fabia.
The shrine.
Right, let's try again.
Stop right there. Thank you. For your service to the Empire, I'll let you...
Just gonna let him die. I feel like I might need to be back by the main bit. Just in case. Oh, accidentally set myself on fire. Set myself on fire. Just waiting for him to.
The many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
Already here.
Oh, sounds serious. I'm listening. Yulia. I'll go.
Okay, right, let's... Who are you?
Name's
Fortune
Rufius.
smile on you, sister.
Better watch your step. Can't talk with families. Same way as ever. Because we're all in great. If you... Nobody is supposed to know about that. Gah. Look, I get stirred up by things that shouldn't bother me, and you want to help me. Do what Lucretia hasn't been able to do. And find me something to make the pain go away.
Here is proof. What is it, citizen? What business is that? A lot of people have been looking for her. No, it's not that. We all care for Scintilla, but I learned, but I don't want to. Scintilla was always a card. If anyone knows something, I'd expect it to be Sentia, Malleolus, Claudia, or Domitius. But none of them will. You might fare better though, I suppose. Fine. All right.
Malleolus isn't receiving visitors at the moment. Her name's Domitius. Why? When Malleolus wins the election, yeah? I think it's gone on. We've already lined up the votes he needs to win. Just stay out. Malleolus, of course. She's not here. Had to carry her to Lucretia's clinic this morning. Shrine of Apollo. He's not here. Dunno. The little Capet murderers. Tell him to... Listen, I don't abduct women. Whatever.
Right, let's go. He's angry. I shouldn't have asked him that question, but fuck it. Okay, I'll come back, try and find a way in a minute. Let me just go sort this guy out of here.
Salve, friend. Welcome. All right. Well,
I can't believe this is how it ends.
oh no. No. No, 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 no. Orpheus, what are you doing? Get back from there. If you lose your balance, you'll fall.
That's the idea.
What? Why? Why would you want that?
Why do you think I'm stuck?
I know, please.
I'm sorry.
Please, help. Thank you.
You know about that? How is that possible? I mean, I've never mentioned it to anyone. Well, if you don't understand, I don't want to hurt anyone. It's too late if I backed out. Oh, really? That chick, we're still in debt bondage to that monster. Yulia and I are in debt bondage to Malleolus. So... No, I am out. Wherever you are, Scintilla, my love, I'm sorry.
Ulpius, no!
Okay.
That was not your fault. I'll have to let her, and I'd best...
Thank you. Thank you. I am delighted and deeply honored to have been...
Did you just... That... well... Of course not. But as I always say, if Sentius can't... Look, if you're trying to find her... Of course, just to be clear, I take note. I trust you can see through the door this time.
Wait, where's Nivea? Locked herself in. Oh. Oh, what the fuck? That's wrong button. Find a way into the palace.
Thank you. Thank you. I am delighted and deeply honored to...
Hello? Hello? My name's Dooley. I don't know. Yes, but I wasn't. They said I did it. Yes. What does it say? My treasure! My friend Hannibal used to look after me. He said he gave me this key, and all I remember is he said something about the cisterns. But when I went up to the high one, they put me in here. Now nobody looks after me. Hannibal said I shouldn't. Galerius already tried that. Like, Galerius? He's nice. I like Galerius. He made me a doll. If you help make him magistrate, he can get... Hannibal said it was in the cisterns. I can't remember what it was, just that it was way up high, and... Bye-bye.
Help! A man arrived and you have to do... Are you serious? Are you going to... Thank you. I have to hide. Hear what? What? We don't have time for this. I have... What? All right.
Yay! Finally! Right, now we gotta try... stop this guy.
You're right, I am. I must be getting a reputation. I suppose I might as well get right. Do you have any last words? You'd squander your luck now. It's my turn. Once I'm done with you and I can think of...
The many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
Oh shit! Again. I don't know how to stop him.
Oh. You live... I'll go...
can't do that one, can I? Because she's locked.
Isn't the Great Temple a new face? Are they? Interesting. Yes, I understand many. What else? What else? That's true. I know it's as I... Let me ask you this. Did you happen to encounter a stranger in the forest before you arrived here? And did you happen to catch her name? I see. And was this Karen? Because I've seen her before. There's something I think you should see. What? How could you know that? And why? Please, go and stop him and come back to me.
Okay, I need to get... How do I obtain a bow?
Salve again, friend. I went and did as you asked. How is it possible? You're a bit like Sisyphus. Yeah. Sisyphus was a Greek king. He was forced to push a great boulder up to the top of a hill, forcing him to start. Actually, now that I think about it, there are a bunch of old stories about the gods punishing people by making them do the same. Tantalus was made to grasp at fruit on a tree. Oh, and Ixion was strapped to a... Anyway, I don't... So, I'll tell you what. I'll keep doing whatever I can to help you. And you just focus on finding a way to break the cycle you're in. Oh. Now, I'm going to keep your secret. Although, it's not as if I'll... Oh, and if our conversations ever start to annoy you, just tell me you're busy. I know when I'm not wanted.
Help! You... Thank you. I have to hide. Here, what? 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 All right.
Okay. Right, before I do this, I'm just going to go for a quick pee break, but I shall be right back. Okay. Let's try again. Oh.
Stop right there. Thank you. For your service to the Empire, I'll let you live for now, but you'd best make sure our paths don't cross again.
Ah.
Curse you, cultist.
Ah.
You there. I'm sorry to trouble you, but I couldn't help but notice that fine bow you're carrying. No idea how you managed to get your hands on it, especially. And before you ask, no. But I would like to propose a joint. Tell me, do you have any idea how people here end up? And here I was thinking I was the only one to figure it out. In any case, supposedly, 1 or 2 of those arrows is enough to turn a full-grown man into gold. Now, of course, that is a travesty, a terror. I can't help but think of a type with the ability to transmute organic matter into gold. Use your imagination, and even if we were to... Excellent. So the first question is, how do we... Now, I have a plan, but first... Good. Then none of this. Diana is our goddess of the hunt, the moon, and the one thing priests and poets agree on is that, and it just so happens, and would you like to guess what she... Precisely. Oh, gods, no. If you tried that, we'd all be dead within No. Here's what I propose. You give your bow to me, I cover it in a thin layer of gold leaf, and we create a replica of her golden bow. Then you enter the shrine, extinguish the braziers, and under cover of darkness, swap out the fake for the original. It's not theft exactly, it's more of a trade. But make no mistake, this is a dangerous path, and there's no way of knowing where it will lead. But in my experience... Now, you must have questions. Because the gods would see you, of course. I'm more of an ideas man, whereas you're... When Prometheus stole fire from the gods and became a hero to all men... So... Wonderful. This is a... And here we are, a god... Now I've gone and unlocked the Shrine of Diana for you, so as quick as you can, head on inside. It's just at the end of the street on the left. have the bow? Wonderful. A little bit slow. No, it's hardly mine. Oh, I do. You're just gonna have to take your chances, I'm afraid. The bow. But you'll you know, some say it takes 27 hornet stings to kill a man. But I always wondered how anyone could have known that. Let's find out.
My beloved Galatea, I write this so that one day, when we're finally together, you will understand what I've done and why I had to do it. The others will call me mad or a monster, but I don't care what they think. Everything I'm doing here, I'm doing for you. I'll start at the beginning. Soon after my arrival here, as I walked down a corridor lined with golden statues, I thought I heard a whisper behind me, a rasp of air, as if vocal cords of metal strained to say a word or two. I tried to dismiss the idea, tried to concentrate on my work as the city's medic, but that tortured whisper haunted me. Weeks later, in the hallway to the bathhouse, I heard it again and found myself drawn to the statue of a Roman woman wearing a stola. Her face was contorted with anguish and fear, and, disturbingly, it was as if she was looking right at me. As I walked past her, I heard that strained whisper again, and turning back, I discovered that even though I had moved, she was still looking right into my soul. That was when it dawned on me. This was no statue. This was a woman trapped within that golden prison. Naturally, I told the others, but when I could not reproduce the results of my experiment, they would not believe me. From that moment on, I knew the full horror of this place. Immobilized within these statues are living, human beings. It was that day, my love, that my heart broke.
Found a way into the palace.
You're not supposed to be here. beloved Galatea, after I learned the terrible truth about the golden statues, I wandered the city as if in a nightmare. What must life be like for these poor souls, entombed in gold, but kept alive somehow? Trapped in their own personal Tartarus, consigned to eternal torment, too horrific for any sane mind to comprehend. I tried to offer them what small mercies I could. I began to talk to them, to keep them company. I'd imagine backstories for them, give them names, and tell them of the world, of the histories and stories I'd learned as a child. As the others became more concerned by my charity, I sought solitude from them, preferring the company of my tormented charges. Discovering a way into the abandoned palace, I began to spend my days walking its halls and sharing with its occupants ancient tales, my mind turning to those of Apollo and Daphne, Perseus and Medusa, and Pygmalion and Galatea. Pygmalion, the sculptor who fell in love with a beautiful statue, and who, praying to Aphrodite for aid, discovered that his beloved Galatea had come to life. It was then that I heard you whisper to me, Galatea. Forgive me. I know that is not your real name, just one I have borrowed from a story. But when I turned to look at you, I saw the most exquisitely beautiful woman I have ever known. Your face, forever frozen in a look of haunting sadness. Our meeting gave me new purpose, to free you from your golden prison, so that I might one day hear you speak, not just whisper your true name to me. So I gathered tools for the long and difficult task ahead, barred the doors to this place, and set to work.
could stop. They could stop. You. They could stop. I just want to die. They could stop. They could stop. They could stop. Please. Kill me. I just want to die. Make it stop. You.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting. So stuck in a world where if you do something wrong, like you kill someone or anything like that, once one person commits a crime, everyone dies. So, but there's me and one other guy, we can run back to this portal and you keep looping through the same way, but you can go back and change stuff. It's like, it's really hard to explain, but it's really interesting. Fucking statues, man. Everywhere I go, they're looking. But they help to guide us, so it's not too bad.
My beloved Galatea. My beloved Galatea. My attempts at freeing these souls from their golden prisons have not been going to plan. My first charge was a Greek woman who I called Iodame after the Athenian turned to stone by Medusa. Dealing through the gold that encased her, I was vindicated by the discovery that beneath half an inch of gold, which is so rigid it must be some kind of alloy, was living flesh. Unfortunately, this golden alloy seems to have fused with her skin, so removing it exposed the sinew and muscle beneath and appeared to cause her great pain. At first, I braced myself, expecting that inflicting such pain would break the golden rule, and somehow it did not. It seems whichever god is responsible for imprisoning these poor souls does not care about their suffering. They are forsaken. Undeterred, I pressed on, working late into the night, attempting to remove the golden layer that encased her as delicately as I could. Eventually, I was able to free most of her body, but when I released her from her restraints, her first act was to lunge for my throat, clawing at me with all her strength in those sharp metal talons. This was my thanks for trying to save her. Whatever possessed Iodami to attack, she was clearly not a suitable subject for my experiment, and I was forced to lock her inside an isolated wing of the palace and bar the door. As I continued working on others, I could hear her flailing and launching herself at the other side endlessly. Regrettably, my other experiments bore similar results, and after relocating a few times, most of the palace is now too dangerous to work in. Still, as much as my heart aches to know that you're suffering, I cannot risk attempting to ungild you yet. Not until I have perfected a method that will bring you back to me, whole in both mind and body, and ensuring your humanity is preserved. I promise you this. One day we will be together, even if I have to free every last statue in this god's forsaken place. And you must be the wretched snake who broke into my palace and disturbed my experiments. And, worst of all, look at what you made me do to her. This never would have happened if you just stayed away. You're going to pay for that. You think you can bring me down with your little wooden arrows before I jam this blade into your throat? Walk away after liar. And now all I wanted, but as soon as I began, what's so What do you mean, the same voice? Yes. I remember when they used to whisper to me. They didn't sound similar. I just thought it was because all voices sound the same when they whisper. But now that I think about it, they were all benevolent and seemed to share a common knowledge. But if these bodies are mere conduits for that one voice, then this body is nobody. And everything I've done here was... Wait, I see what you're doing. You're trying to steal her away from me. Were you planning to wait until I'd done all the hard work, then swoop in? Is that it? Liar! You tried to give me one... What are you talking about? Wait. So you're saying you weren't coming for us? So I did all this. I ruined her. For nothing. What have I done? Oh God, it's the air. Coming into contact with her flesh. But the only way to fix it, or at least that way, it's too late. There's nothing. What? Wind back time?
Wind back time.
What are you talking? What? How is the goddess of the cycle of life and renewal? Of course. But I'm confused. If you've harnessed the secrets of the gods... I see. Well, I'll trust you to honor our bargain. But if you don't, mark my words, I'll break the golden rule and kill you. The treatment for rheumatism is willow bark. I believe there's a pot of it already in the shrine of Apollo. Now, please leave. The door here leads out onto the palace balcony. You should... go.
Okay, right. Okay, let's go. Where am I? I don't know where I am. Ah, okay.
Oh, hello there, partner. You see, but when I opened it... Partner, I swear. Fine. I don't, I'm afraid. But I did overhear Fabia telling Georgius she saw something. Very well. Another time.
You took care of him? An accident? So, it's over? Oh, I do have a question, though. So you kind of...
The many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
Finish the job.
Come on, mate, we gotta go. I've gotta get back to the shrine. Shoot. Get back. I committed second by that. Now we just gotta wait for sensors. And we're gonna go back in time. None of that ever happened.
Salve, friend. Mind telling me who you are and... All right then. I'll get...
Name's Rufius. If I did, do you think we'd be having this then you know what I'm talking about. I mean, all these people just bumble along like nothing's wrong. See? I don't know.
Are they?
Of course I am. Whatever.
Wait, I hadn't finished talking to you.
Meliodas. No. Can't talk. Families. Because... If you were... Nobody is for... I get you.
That's quite an impressive bow you have there.
This one? Yeah.
What are you doing in
Everyone's
here?
forgotten everything
Can't you
now.
see this woman is... She needs the resin of a plant. What? Quick, Yulia. Hopefully in a moment. That was... Look. That was like the god you just saved up. And in the meantime... You made it into the palace. Willowback. I should have known. It was under my nose the whole time. That's very helpful. Thank you. If this works, it should settle Rufius down some. I have some right here. Could you do me a favor and give him some of this? Thank you. That's a shit.
Right, now we've got to go find him. Where is he? Oh, he's up there and he's...
You are... What about it? Willowbark. And this will work? Oh, thank God. Finally, some relief. This is what I've been praying for. Maybe God hasn't abandoned me after all. Thank you. I've been... It was... I owe you. See you around.
Right, let's go try and find some other people to talk to.
May Apollo keep you safe.
Who else?
Oh, was there... All right.
She's there. Oh, yeah, because this hasn't happened yet, has it?
Help! You have to do something. A man... You have... Thank you. Hear what? 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 Did you... Well...
Stop this guy, hold on.
Stop right there. Thank you.
You took care of it. An accident. I do. Really? Then. Oh, I see. I promise, nobody else will ever know what you did. But I know. That was really clever. Thank you. I'm glad you're here. Oh, speaking of which, welcome. I'm Fabia. Oh, there's not much to tell. I suppose it all started about 8 months ago. I was living in... My pa had just arranged to spend them in the... Anyway. Oh, yeah. I suppose you're right. Hadn't really thought about it. But the gods are mysterious and powerful. What? You've been good people here. My friend Georgius is always mending our... Well, I'm just saying. Oh, I try not to... Thanks. And I'm sure he'd love to chatter about the golden... He'll be just across the... Terrible shame, that is. Maybe this'll help. Late last night, I was cleaning my oven when I heard some noises outside. The forum's usually dead quiet at that hour, so I came out to see what was going on. To be honest, I thought maybe poor old Dooley had got out of his cell and was snooping around again. So I put my head out and saw someone in front of Virgil's shop. I couldn't tell who. It was too dark. I called out to them, but they just turned and ran off without a word. All I remember is they ran past a lit torch, and the light glinted off something metallic. Armour, I think. So I suppose it could only be one of 3 people. Horatius, Domitius, or Rufius. I hope that helps. All right. Thanks again for taking...
Citizen. Ah, you again. No idea what you're talking about? See you around.
What is it, citizen? What? Absolutely not. All right?
Malleolus isn't receiving visitors at the moment. Do I seem like anonymous threats are my style? Whatever.
Just as the ocean accepts the... but it doesn't... The bloodless... some that... thing. There is only a downward path. Help me. It is better for you. The bloodless. You think you wished. It is better for you if you remain ignorant. The newly arrived are... Cerberus lifts his triple head and lets out his 3-fold
praying.
Lydia, would you stop muttering like Medea over a cauldron? You'll scare away my customers.
They follow their trades, imitating their previous lives, but they are ignorant.
This again. You're in a world of your own, aren't you?
Citizen. No idea what you... Look, I haven't been at my best lately. It's the rheumatism. It starts with I know that's... And I know I said I'll leave him alone from now on. It's not as if I was ever going to hurt him anyway. I was just lashing out. I'm going to go and clean up.
Ah, a new face. Salve. And I hear... what demon or spirit told you about that? You went snooping in his place? Have you... Really? How did you manage that? Poor fellow. I've heard that can really mess with a person's head. Well done for Really? That's promising. I'll keep it. Nice to talk to you.
I'm gonna come back and play this tomorrow. This is actually a pretty good game. I can just do the leads at the moment. But yeah, I'm gonna leave it at that for tonight. Save it. But thank you for stopping by, everybody, and thank you for
what have you baked for us today, my talented young friend?
And yeah, I'll be back
I've made every day for the last 5 months, Georgie. Bread.
But it's the way you make it which makes it so magnificent.
Awesome rest of your day.
Just follow the recipe.